Guys, Red Outdoors. Me and Block A are at a NRL Hunter match. We're getting ready to shoot the last stage. I shot it about 20 minutes ago. Came back to film Blake, and so I'll get him. I got him the last stage 17, and then one of the early stages, that stage 5 that I RO'd, and then we'll get Blake on this one, and then we'll give you guys an after action report on how we did. I can tell you right now, I didn't do great, but it was a good time, and it's getting us ready for hunting. Anything to say, Block A?
No, I didn't do that good either, but I did definitely improve from the last one, so that's all I care about. Like Jared said, we're just doing this to get ready for hunting. To have fun. We want to place good, but overall, this is for hunting and improving our fundamentals with everything. So.
And check out these new SIG cross rifles we got. We bought these with our own money. SIG, we'll take free guns though. Check it out. Blake's running a Night Force NX8 and a Hatch Outdoors bipod. So they're pretty sweet guns. Anyway, the next video you'll see is Blake doing this stage 18, and then we're gonna go shoot some demo guns and check out some scopes and stuff, and they just have like a side-in day today. So then we're gonna be ROing the match the next 2 days. So maybe we'll get some more video of some other guys. So all right, see you guys
later.
What's up, guys? It's Red Outdoors, Jared. Take two.
What's up, guys? Blake with Red Outdoors, and this is
Jared.
We just got back from shooting the Snake River match in Idaho. Went super great for both of us.
Blake speak for himself. I didn't shoot so great. He shot pretty good though. So
yeah, but it was still a good time no matter what. So that was our second match. Our first match we went to Laramie, and we learned a couple different things. You want to start us off, Jared?
Yeah. So a couple things we've learned. Well, first off, we're gonna show you some gear and some stuff that we've learned, some stuff that might be useful to you shooting an NRL Hunter match. But in all reality, the NRL Hunter has a loaner program where they'll give you a rifle, ammo if they have it, and all the gear basically you need. So you just got to show up, and they'll coach you through. The guys in your squad will coach you through. So just show up and shoot it. Or you have an old hunting rifle laying around, 30-06. See if you can get 100 rounds for it. That'll get you through a match. I can almost guarantee it. And just come shoot that and just learn and have a good time. But we're going to go through some gear and some stuff we learned. And to start off with, we're going to talk to you about data or dope for your rifles, how to acquire that data, some tools that will get you that data and get you there. First off, Blake's holding a Kestrel, and I'll let him talk about that a little bit.
So the second match we ran the Kestrel 5700 Elites. We did run it the first match, but we also used apps, and you could find apps free on the App Store.
So there's a bunch of ballistic apps. So the one I got started off on, just because I went on the App Store to look, ballistic calculator, I got Strelok. They have a free version, and they have a pro version which you can pay for. Hornady has a really good ballistic calculator app as well. And then those are kind of the two, plus the Kestrel is what I kind of rely on.
So when we're going down all this stuff, we're going to give you a couple options. Like this option is a little expensive. So if you're in a budget, go with a free app. All right. So then you'll have your free app and you'll have a wrist coach. I ran dual wrist coaches like this. One I could ride on, and one had all my dope ready to go. So if you run the Hornady app and then you write down all your dope the night before, find your altitude and your muzzle velocity and put it all in, you should be good to go. But don't be afraid to ask questions. If you're missing and you don't know why, don't be afraid to ask anybody.
And the RO, especially if it's like your first match or something, just ask the RO after you're done, hey man, where was I impacting? And they'll kind of help you out. Also, try to true your ballistics, so just don't go with it for gold. Get out, get your gun at range, shoot, and make sure you're impacting where your ballistic calculator says you are. So like Blake said, he had the wrist coach. Honestly, you can get rubber bands and a note card and rubber band it to your arm and do the same thing. There's also some dope card holders that like attach guys' scopes and stuff. There's a whole plethora of things so your data is within view as you're shooting.
Yeah, and another thing I want to add just real quick. This is a cutter's wrist coach. I mean, you could buy these $5 off of Amazon. This I want to give a big shout out to Todd. Todd owns NW Ballistics Dope. They're a little expensive, but they're very worth the money. And he did everything he could to get me one before the match. So I want to give a huge shout out to Todd.
Thanks, Todd. All right, so the next thing we're gonna get into is optics. I mean, so NRL Hunter match. If you kind of want to know what to expect, Long Range with the Lilies has a really good video. I don't know them personally, but I watch a lot of their stuff. They put out a lot of good info for long range shooting. So go check them out. But anyway, just regular optics. Blake's holding a pair of Vortex. They're Razor HD, so they're the more expensive Razor line. But honestly, get whatever you got. A good pair of 10 by binoculars. It doesn't have to be Vortex Razors.
Yeah, and if you're gonna run just a standard bino, make sure to have a rangefinder. And Jared will go over this in a minute, but you need both. If you're gonna just run a standard pair of binos, get a rangefinder, and Jared will explain why here in a minute.
So we actually recommend, if you can afford a pair of rangefinding binoculars, you're going to save a ton of time because you're going to be acquiring your target, and then you're going to be able to range that target, and then look at your dope, and then engage that target. Whereas if you're running binos, you're looking through binos, then you got to pull up your rangefinder, look through your rangefinder, and it just takes more time. Another good solution for this is like a Arca bar, I guess. And you could attach your binoculars and your rangefinder, so then you could go from binoculars to rangefinder and put this on your tripod, and we'll get into tripods here in a second. So we both run range-finding binoculars. I'll let Blake talk about his.
Yeah, so I'm running the SIG Kilo 3000s. The first match I ran the Razor 10x42s and the SIG Kilo 2200 rangefinder. But I found it extremely a lot more faster doing this match, having the range-finding binos, because you didn't have to come off of so many different things before you engage the target. But I ran the SIG Kilo 3000s, and Jared will show you what he's running in a minute.
So we're both running this Really Right Stuff clamp. It clamps into your Arca for your tripod, so if you do want to do that, you can. But what I do is I run a tack plate. We'll go over that in a second. I throw my bag up there and I put my binos on there, and then just go like that, and it's a lot faster. Here's one of our homemade tack plates. Actually, Blake makes these. I don't know, maybe someday we can get him to make them for everybody.
Yeah.
Try to hit them up. But anyway, I'll get back to these binos. I'm running the Vortex Fury HD 5000 with applied ballistics. To be honest, I didn't really use the applied ballistics. I think you'd do fine with just the regular Furies, but the applied ballistics is cool because you range, it gives you your range, and then it'll give you your dope because you connect this to your Kestrel. Our Vortex has an app that you have to connect it to as well. You put in all your data, as we talked about before, and it'll give you your dope. So you range it, gives you your range, then it'll go through your dope. But that's it on our optics. You could use a spotting scope, but I feel like it would take a lot of time. But if that's all you got, hey man, use it.
Yep. And if you're thinking about ROing, I would bring a spotting scope just as backup, because if you get on a stage that you're going to be an RO for a 1,000-yard shot, it could help. I just wanted to throw that out there. Optics. So the optic bag, you do not need an optic bag. You can actually have your binos in hand. The only thing that you can have in hand starting a stage is your rifle and your binos. But we both run vinyl harnesses. I run the Kuyu, and Jared runs.
It's Alaska Guide Creations. I've had this thing for a long time now, so it's done me really well. It holds up, but this one's just a little small with my bino adapter to hook onto my tripod. I don't know, choose your favorite vinyl harness, run that. If you don't have one, if you got the old school strap, seen a lot of guys run that, man. Run what you got. We're just kind of giving you ideas of some things you might need and some things that we found really useful.
Yep. Yeah, and you're going to find your own stuff that you find useful. Just with us doing 2 matches so far, we found a lot of different things that help in a lot of different ways. But moving on, bags. I'm running the Wee Bag Fortune Cookie. Mine is heavy. Mine is very heavy.
It's the heavy fill. It's a heavy sand fill.
Yeah, but I like how it forms. I like how it contours to what I'm putting it on, or how it wraps around my gun. So I'm going to get a lighter bag, and I think this is something me and Jared both do not have, is a pump pillow. I think we're going to invest in a pump pillow.
Yeah, I think we've seen a lot of people running a pump pillow just to build better positions and shoot from. I think it'd be a huge help.
Yeah, well, and fill voids.
Yeah. So I'm running the Medium Game Changer from Armageddon Gear, and it has a light fill. It's super light. I actually clip it onto my bino harness, so I don't have to stow it in my bag. It's stowed on me, so and then I just unclip it off my bino harness, put it down wherever, use it. So that's something that will come in handy. You don't absolutely need it. I mean, you can shoot off rocks and things, whatever prop is there, but super useful. And I mean, if you have to, go get a bag of beans and fill a sock and shoot. That might work.
Yeah. I will have Jared go over tripods, and then I will go over guns.
All right. So for a tripod, they're super useful, and people are like, "Oh, I don't hunt with a tripod," but if you hunt out west, they're super useful. We've used them. We shot deer, antelope, and elk off them last year in all types of terrains, from flat to super mountainous. I mean, they're super handy. You can go really expensive, but I believe they make the best tripod you can get for this type of situation. But this is the really right stuff. I'm not completely sure of the model. It's a 34 millimeter, and then we're running the Anvil 30 head, which you can't beat that Anvil 30 head. I run a cheaper tripod. This is just the Amazon special. It was only like $250 compared to what really right stuff charges. I'll let you guys look that up. It's pretty expensive. But I run this Anvil head here, and this tripod is called a Art Size, and it's the AS80C. But it does the job. We're actually going to do reviews later to see, like, is it worth buying the really right stuff or going with a cheaper tripod, and I'll let you guys decide after that video. But now I'll let Blake talk about the rifles and scopes that we used in both matches.
And I believe this tripod is the SOAR 34.
It's the 34L.
Yeah, okay.
So
first match in Laramie, we shot the Savage Ultralight 110. It has the arc rail on here, which you cannot add it in a factory class. I added it because we're not going to be using it for NRL Hunter anymore. This is the Burris XTR2 that Jared actually won at the Laramie shoot. They shot really well. They are super accurate, super light. Me and Jared both had problems at the end of the matches where we would go to impact a target and hear click. No round would go off, nothing. So it kind of put a sour taste in our mouth, but that could be numerous things. We're not positive.
Basically, they're like, send the gun in, we'll check it out. But at that point, I was like, dude, I got a match in just like a week. And they're like, well, we'll send you a new trigger. Well, we went with this rifle for the next match, and I'll let Blake talk about it.
So we both bought this gun. It's the Sig Cross, the 6.5 Creedmoor, and I didn't state this is the 6.5 PRC. We're both running the NX8. This gun shot really well, super accurate. We both made about 11.5 pounds. I think Jared was 11, I was 11.5 roughly. And I actually won the NX8 at the Snake River match, which that's not the scope, I already had one on there. And one feature between the guns is this had a 3-round mag. So you had to change the mag out constantly, which took a lot of time. And then we wound up running a 10-round mag, which saved a bunch of time.
So this is a AICS style, and there's a mag release right here, and it's really fast, and the mag will actually drop freely. On these Savages, they're really hard to get out. I mean, this is a hunting rifle through and through, but I actually got it out pretty easy there. But it's this little 3-round mag, and you're engaging up to 8 times, so you're having to do a mag change. Or we were running a short action precision 2-round holder on these, and what we were doing is we'd shoot our 3 rounds, and then we'd pull these, and then we'd do a mag change, and it was just really time consuming, is where you're only engaging up to 8 shots, and you got a 10-round mag in these SIGs, so it was a lot faster.
Yep. And then for brakes, we are running an area 419 brakes on the Savages, and Jared's still running that on the SIG, correct?
Yeah.
And then I'm running a precision rifle, I believe, brake. But there's tons of brakes out there, and if you don't have the money, you don't need one. On to bags.
So the packs we ran, we both run Kafaru, because plain and simple, we ran a few different packs over the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And Kafaru is just the best.
Yeah.
So in our opinion.
Yeah. And that being said, we are not sponsored by any of these companies. This is bought out of our own money, our own time, our own pocket. So, yeah, I'm running the 44 mag and a Sherman pocket. The only complaint I have with this bag is if you go to get prone with a bag on your back, you're not going to shoot because you can't raise your head far enough.
Well, because these packs are made to pack out animals, pack out a lot of weight.
Yep.
So you might be a little better suited if you want to be a gamer. For more like a day pack, so you could shoot in those prone positions. So I'm running a Kafaru pack as well. It is the Reckoning, and I'm running a guide lid and then a whole assortment of different pockets. And like we said, Kafaru is the best in the industry, I believe.
Yeah, I believe.
And like Blake said, we're not sponsored by any of these companies. We bought all this with our own money.
Yep. Something I didn't cover, and I know you guys are probably asking, what's this guy running on his finger? I forgot to cover it. This is a timer. Some ROs won't call out time unless you ask them, so I like to keep track of where I was at on time, and this helped me, and it's just a swimmer watch off of Amazon.
So Blake's running it on his finger, but I've seen a lot of guys that would run it on their windage cap. And so, I mean, you're looking down that gun and you can see your time right there. So I think that would be a good thing too. So,
yep.
But I also seen guys, I mean, you don't need that. You can start your timer on your phone. So, or if you're wearing a watch, start a timer and that'll do you good.
Well, that wraps up what we wanted to send out for a message. I know we don't go over any rules or anything like that, but just go on Google, look up NRL Hunter. They have their rules, matches, and prices for everything. So you just look it up and you'll find all that. Stay tuned for this. We're going to call this a series. It's going to be a 2-part video. Christy Titus, we met at the Snake River match, and she's been kind enough to help us out, give us pointers, and she was also kind enough to want to do a video with us on what she used and what she thinks is important. So thank you, Christy. But don't forget to comment and like, share, and subscribe.
Thanks, guys. Peace.
Peace.